Those of you who tune into this channel may notice that my reviews tend to skew more toward the positive. At the very least, almost all of the games here are those that, even if I have some problems with them, my impressions generally lean toward a recommendation. It's not because I'm a hack fraud with low standards, your opinions may vary, but because I generally only buy the games I think I'm going to like, and I usually know what I like. I'm proud of the small but growing and overwhelmingly positive viewership that's been cultivated here over the last year, and I'd hate to squander it by becoming one of those YouTube channels that purposely seeks out bad games or plays obvious shovelware while pretending to be shocked by its quality. We're mostly having fun here. Why ruin it bringing in a whole bunch of miserable people who just want to see some crappy dev torn down a peg? It makes you miserable, it makes playing, scripting, and editing videos a chore, and it's just a waste of all of our time and money. There are going on 63,000 games on Steam, and good developers have a hard time as it is getting customers. Ultimately, why reward bad behavior with attention? Force Reboot is a game I've been playing since the demo released, and I know what you're thinking. Connor, enjoying a roguelike first-person shooter with pixel graphics? A major turn of events for my personality, I know. And I realize that I've been talking about this game quite a bit since the demo came out, and, wait a minute. Who swapped my brain pills with Tic Tacs again? This is a problem with dropping videos mid-editing, folks. It all melts into one big pile of chewed gum. But Force Reboot is a cheap roguelike first-person shooter where the whole concept revolves around movement. It's also the only game in the last 200 releases under $5 that I didn't consider immediately adding to my ignore list. You have to keep moving because if you don't, you're pretty much dead on the spot. The game involves going into rooms and clearing them of enemies while maintaining momentum and attempting not to take damage. Your health is constantly on the decrease, and if you stop moving, it depletes really fast. Deadly fast, even. At the end of each level, you get to choose from a card with a buff and a debuff. The buff might be double weapons or the fabled 4 weapons, as well as more damage, slower health drain, an SMG, a shotgun, etc. But every card has a debuff, unless it miraculously doesn't. It might spawn more enemies, increase health drain, force you to constantly move forward, all kinds of stuff. The combinations are random, so sometimes a buff is worth it, and sometimes you're better off skipping it entirely. There are a few modes in Force Reboot right now. The main mode has you going through 7 floors while picking up a new buff/debuff on each floor. It's very straightforward and takes less than 10 minutes to complete the full run. The rush mode is the same thing, but all the doors are open, your health drains faster, and you don't get a health buff in each new room. Endless mode is very similar, but you get 3 picks per floor. Arena mode is just that, an arena. Survive waves of enemies and just kinda don't die. Now, Force Reboot isn't perfect. In fact, I'd say it's downright flawed in some areas, which you might expect from an early access game that came out a week ago and cost $3. First of all, there are 5 weapons: fist, pistol, SMG, shotgun, and grenade launcher. The fists are hilariously useful as they can reflect projectiles, while the pistol and SMG are going to be your best friend for most of the game. The shotgun is the worst shotgun I have ever seen in a first-person shooter. It is weak to the point of being damn near useless. The grenade launcher is also a pain in the ass to handle, and generally neither of the two are worth whatever debuff you take to get them. So really, the game has 3 useful weapons, 2 of which are fine but stock shooty guns. There is a stomp ability that I found to be mostly useless, as is the player's kick, which generally tends to just slow down your momentum in a game where slowing down momentum is death. The stomp actually got me stuck in the scenery a lot, leading to a very fast death. Force Reboot also has an issue that it isn't very difficult. Once you get the hang of things, which will take you a couple of hours, you can breeze through just about anything the game has to throw at you. More enemies and modes and levels and stuff will be added in over time, and part of the difficulty is competing against other players for leaderboard placement. But the skill ceiling for regular play is rather low at the moment. But I am enjoying Force Reboot, and I think if people can get a few hours of fun out of this game, it'll be worth the $3 investment. Also, the developer seems to pump out changes in response to user feedback on a regular basis, so it is getting proper support for the moment. Like and subscribe to hear me talk about more pixel graphic first-person roguelike shooters.